Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Egyptian Football Association has proposed a reduction in the number of foreign players playing their trade in the first and second divisions. That's the Super League. When you talk about standards, Zambian standards, and also the Egyptian. So there's in Zambia we might call it the Super League and also the National League. So they are saying a move like that is likely to affect more East African players because we have more East African players playing in Egypt. Yeah, I think there are more even West Africans, Central Africans, especially from Congo and the like. I think Zambians haven't had a very good stay when it comes to playing in North Africa. Not so many have succeeded playing there. If you remember. And at the moment, I doubt if there's any. I need to check, but most players have struggled when they go to Algeria, they go to Egypt. Most Zambian players have failed to play there. I think there are few, and those have been in the days gone by. But nowadays, I think Zambian players have failed to tick right there. So this was a statement that was released by the Egyptian FA that proposes for a reduction in terms of foreign players sports in the Egyptian Premier League, with clubs only allowed to have 4 players. Those in the top league, they are only allowed to have 4 players. Then those in the other leagues, again, there will be a reduction in terms of the number of players that they can have. So so far they have only 5 players. It means that there will be a reduction of 1. It means that there have to be 4 players for each club in the top league in Egypt, of which you're also saying there is also going to be, of which you're saying it will be good for 12 such in Zambia, because we've seen a team having as many as 10 players in the starting lineup, foreign players. Yeah, one Zambian, yes, one Zambian player, or maybe 9 players are foreign players, one Zambian player. So yeah, it is good, but again, the core goes back to the Zambian players. If the quota was to be introduced in Zambia, it has to be them to work hard, for them to prove that they can do better than those players that are coming from different parts of the African continent, or from different countries, of which are them also need to improve. But yes, the outcry has been that the top scorers, for instance, in Zambia, they've been foreign players playing their trade in Zambia. We've seen Mbombo, we've seen Jackson Jesse Wele, Chris Mugalu. I think the Zambian has come close. Maybe to second or maybe third, but it's been all foreign players who've been doing so. It is quite interesting to see how they are going to pull up their socks and just perform better than these foreign based players who are putting in all they can, because they know to say from this it is a step to market themselves. It is a step for them to go to a much better league than the league they are playing in. So they put in all they can. We've seen the likes of Akum. He played for some time as Zesco United. Then he went to one of the most decorated leagues in Africa, the South African League. That was an advantage for him, because he knew that if he used the opportunity in Zambia, he used the opportunities that Zesco United were getting in the CAF Champions League, then that would be easy for him to go into the South African League. Also, Ilunga, not in Mbombo, Water Warrior, played for Nkana. He started with Forest Rangers, played for Nkana, then went on to Egypt to play in Egypt, of which that was also a stepping stone. So it means most players.
Water Warrior Zambia?
No, he's not.
Okay.
Yes, he's Congolese.
There was a time he was claiming he was Zambian. You remember that?
Yes, yes. So he says should be the man that must be Zambian, and yeah, he really wanted to play for the Zambia national team.
Yeah.
Yes, and at one time he was caught way back in camp, but again it was discovered that his origin is Congolese. So it's not Zambian, and yeah, people were calling for him to be included into the Zambian team. But the bad experiences that Zambians have had with Congolese players are still fresh, because way back in time, there used to be some players that would come in. They were Congolese. They would claim they had changed citizenship, only for them to resurface in Congo with a different name. Yeah, so those are some of the instances that had happened in the past. But a reduction in terms of foreign players. Also, Tenant Chembo did point to that. The Mighty Fair Wanderers coach that we needed to introduce a quota like Egypt has done. So Egypt, it is quite an interesting thing, an interesting topic that has been been introduced to say it is going to be they are going to introduce a foreign quota. So for those in the second division clubs, they are only allowed to have 2 foreign players. Then the others, it's only going to be 1. So in Zambia, for instance, this would affect Buildcom Football Club the most if it was introduced to say you only need to sign 5 players. They have I think more than 5 players, close to 8-9 players, foreign players. So they'll be affected the most. It's a team that has more foreign players, and when this is done, I think the teams will now know to say we need to pick only the best.
Is the owner of Buildcom in Zambia? I'm wondering right now.
Yes, it's Zambia. Very much Zambian. Yeah, yeah, Mr. Mwang.
Oh, he's Mr. Mwang.
Yeah. Right. So.
Is there love for the foreign players, eh?
Yes, he has, and I think it's because of their dedication once they come in. Yes.
Okay.
They are detached to the community. But as we want to show off, I'm now there.
It's the same applies to Kopala when they come into Lusaka and do business.
Yeah.
They'll be very much, what would I say? They'll be very much passionate about what they are doing simply because they know that they don't even have support that much when it comes to relatives or anything around. So they would actually put in their best. And I think that's what even foreign players do.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
So Tapout says, I salute like Moachama, salute to you too. David Junior Mwanza, good to see you in good shape. Lucky, I can see you are keeping the world of sports running despite the current happenings. Thank you for the updates, bro. I miss football. We miss football. Tap out, Nico says, big shout out to Martin Zilla and also Richard Okran. These Ankana players. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good morning to you, Tap out, all the way in Ghana. So it's good that you are with us on the 24/7 Sports Chat this morning. So I'll be back again 10:20 and of course at 14:20 for more of the 24/7 Sports Chat. Thanks to everyone that has been part of the show as we talked about the quotas that have been introduced in Egypt, and also comparing it if it was to be introduced in Zambian football, how it's going to affect the teams and also how it's going to help certain players just have a run out with their clubs. So I'll be back. Stay tuned to Money, and remember, sports is money.